In this review, I'm going to be talking about two soaps, one called Biblical, and the other is a pine tar soap, and they're both by J.D. Bauer, Botanicals. I'm so excited to do this review because there's so much here to talk about, and I want to make sure I get everything right. I do have paper in front of me because this is what he sends with his soap, which is a history of the soap. It has the ingredients and why he chose some of them, and a little bit of the background of himself and the company. All his soaps are handmade and hand-picked, all natural, organic, and vegan products made by himself. So he's making this process alone and by hand. This soap is made by him, which I love. I think it's great. And you can tell that this is just such a high quality soap. So he's studied ethnobotany and history and uses a lot of the plants that are indigenous to the people and puts them in his product. So like one he used, and this one he used orange that he locally sourced, and it's an insect repellent. So I thought that was really cool. He's got other stuff in here too that we're going to talk about. But so what he goes into the biblical one, this is his latest edition. He's got a Viking soap, and he tries to use pretty much what at the time of the period, what was available to them. And we're going to go over some of that. So the first, in the ancient Middle East, in ancient Babylon, they did find something that was in clay cylinders that was close to soap. And that was back in 2800. I'm not going to go into all of this stuff, but there's some really cool here. They used to mix ashes and oil. That's in the Bible, so we don't know exactly. There's no like an ingredient or list of how they made soap back then, but he used ingredients that were available for this bar soap biblical. He used ingredients that were available to them. So he put cedar oil in here, and that's known for an anti-inflammatory and also an antimicrobial. And I love cedar oil. I think it's just so great. Bentonite clay, which is just it gives soap such a nice feel to it, and it's very moisturizing. It's great for the skin. It's volcanic ash. And they put frankincense in here. Obviously, that was available. We all know the story of frankincense with the three kings and all that stuff, and they brought it as a gift. He put orange in here, like I said, because it smells awesome, and it's obviously was available. And then the no soap from the Middle East would go without olive oil. So that's what the basis is in here. I can go into the ingredients. It's saponified olive and castor oil, cedar, orange, and frankincense. That's it. That's all that's in this soap, and it's great. So I use this a lot, and I wanted to keep using it, but unfortunately I had to go do other soaps and do other reviews, so I tend to have to move on even when I don't want to, and I wanted to keep using this. It looked really good when I first got it, so what I did was I have an extra pine tar one. So we're going to open it and show it how it comes wrapped. And to go into a little bit of history of pine tar, it was first thought that the Vikings had it and that it was brought over from them. So the Vikings actually used pine tar as a preservative to get through the harsh winter months. So they were pretty much the first ones that we believe had pine tar on them. I think some other people did also, but they were pretty much the oldest, I'd say, that had it. It's known for its antifungal and antibacterial. I love it. I love it in my beard. This antibacterial soap was awesome. So what's great about this is all this information, and this is how it comes packed. I really like that packing, like this, that it's got the ingredients on there. It's saponified olive, coconut, castor oils, activated hardwood, charcoal, and pine tar. And this has 30% pine tar. I haven't used a pine tar bar with 30%. I've used 20%, but not 30%. So I'm just opening this. And I'm going to show you how nice this bar soap comes. I have another one that I used. I just bought two, and he sent me one. So just so that I can have it, because it's just that nice, and I wouldn't want to not show you how cool everything comes, like kind of wrapped in there. It's just so nice. And here we go. So look at that. I hope this camera does this justice. I know I have a good picture of it, but you can see this looks like it was made 100, 200, it looks like it was made 1,000 years ago, which is great. And it smells great too. It has that campfire smell that I love. It brings me back. So what's interesting is he's got a couple of stories, and the part that he loves the most, and I've talked about this in pine tar, about that campfire smell. It brings me back to when I used to go upstate as a kid, the burning smoke, burning woods. It brings me back to there. I love his stamp too, so you can see his stamp on there. on there with the little wax seal, but it brings me back to that time. It smells like the forest. This isn't an overly powerful campfire smell. It's actually really nice. I think he might have something else in there. Let me see. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have any fragrance in there. So this is just straight up pine tar. And I'm pretty sure he gets from a specific place. Let me see if I can see, because I think it's in Norway that he gets his, from a small batch maker in Norway. So I'm pretty sure that. I just wanted to look back to make sure, and that's where he gets it. And you can tell this is just some high quality pine tar, and it's such a nice bar soap. And it feels amazing, and it smells amazing. Using soaps like these and all natural products, you just feel good when you use them. They feel so good on your skin. This made my beard, stripped it perfectly, made my beard feel really, really nice. I've used other pine tar bars, but this had a special quality to it that I really loved. And I couldn't really understand what it was. It's probably just the overall soap. I mean, it's just it's got great ingredients. The pine tar I haven't used anything sourced from Norway. At least I don't think I did. And I think that just made a big difference, and it felt great on my skin. I loved using it all on my whole body. I thought it was great. So I highly, highly recommend both soaps, Biblical and this pine tar. I would say, I'm dying to try Vikings. I know he's got a couple others on there. I would bet you that every one of his soaps is awesome, and that you're not gonna buy something that you're not gonna like from this guy. You can tell that there is a lot of time and effort put into this process of making these bars. His ingredients, his whole history, and writing that up and including it. So I had one order where he sent me the pine tar, and all he did was include the pine tar history. And then I had one that had Biblical and pine tar for my extra one, and he had the 2 stories in there. So whenever you buy from him, you're gonna get that. And there's a lot of information in that I would love to get into. I'm just not gonna remember everything, and I don't want to keep reading off of it. But there's a lot of cool information in there about history and why he came up with the soaps. And to get back to what I was talking about, I went a little bit off tangent, but the smell of this and that it brings me back to Upstate. So one of his favorite things about this, and it is his best-selling soap, he says online, is his pine tar, and definitely I can understand why it helps with so many things. But a lot of people say it reminds me of my grandmother used to make this, it reminds me of the forest. He loves hearing those stories, and I think pine tar, over all the soaps that I use, give me the biggest feel of nostalgia, where it brings me back to a time. A lot of other soaps don't do that. Pine tar, that campy smell of the forest, brings me back to that. And I think that I think it does that for a lot of people, and you can see that from what he writes in there. So loved. Can't wait to get into the top 5. I'm telling you right now, this is in my top 5. I don't know where it's gonna fall yet, but it is in my top 5 of pine tar, and probably high up there. We'll see, because I have a lot of good pine tar soaps. This is very special, and I would highly recommend you go pick up a bar and let me know what you think in the comments. If you used any of his products, if you used his pine tar, 30% pine tar. I can't get enough of this soap. I hope I did this video justice, because I couldn't wait to do it with all the history and information that he gave me to just speak on camera about. I hope I did a good job with it. Thank you so much for watching this. Check them out. All their information is in my description. And if you like the content I'm putting out, please feel free to subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of the day.